Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of From the Top. I'm Celina Pompeani, and we are here at our beautiful showroom in Cranberry Township. And we have our neighbors here with us. We have the wonderful people behind Rex Glass. So I want to introduce you to everybody sitting here at our tabletop today. First of all, guys, thanks for coming on and joining us today.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Okay, so we have Bill Rechtenwald right here. He is the owner of Rex Glass. We have John Kimikata. How did I do, John?
Very good.
Also known as John K., the COO. And down here we have Jennifer Perham. She's with Sales and Design. So thank you guys so much again. I'm happy to talk to you all.
Thank you.
So
Thanks
tell
for having
me,
us.
absolutely, tell me all about Rex Glass. I mean, you have, such a great reputation. You've been around for 62 years. So tell me how the business got started, and it's a family business, which makes it even better.
I think I can start with that. And I'm a minority stockholder. I'm not a sole proprietor, by the way. Back in the 40s, our grandfather had a wall washing business. Everything was heated by coal back in those days, so walls and such got dirty as heck, and they had to wash them frequently. And my grandfather had a wall washing business in the 40s and in the 50s. They eventually got into the hardware business out across from St. Clair, across from South Hills Village in Upper St. Clair. And from the hardware business, they went farther south. My grandfather bought a piece of property in Peters Township in 1955 and built a building. He lived in Mount Oliver and lived there all his life and never left. So from Mount Oliver to Peters Township in 1955 was like 100,000 miles. It was a big, big step for a guy like that. They got into the paint and the paint business, and also sold tires, and even at a time television tubes, TV tubes.
Oh, wow.
Anything that could generate a profit. Back up slightly to World War II, my uncle was learned how to do auto glass in the war. And by the way, he was a POW in a German prisoner of war camp with a name like Rechtenwald.
Mm-hmm.
He was not treated very nicely.
Oh, man.
He told him that he was fighting against the mother country. He was a tough guy. We owe a lot to him. But he showed my father and our grandfather the auto glass business, and we got into that pretty heavily. And we're in the auto glass business all the way through like 1988 or 1989.
Wow. So that's how it all started. I got the whole family story. I love it. Well, I would love to dive into what all of you do. Tell me about your roles and what's, a day-to-day job like for you guys.
A little bit of everything, touching base on handling sales. My role's kind of evolved from the sales manager position into getting involved with every aspect of the business. So every day is kind of different, and that's why it's always been enjoyable. Be it talking with a customer on the commercial side, which is my background, the storefronts, the entryways, your beautiful glass wall that encloses this room.
Oh, we love it. We'll talk more about that in a bit.
Yes. And so it touches on a little bit of everything, whatever the day brings, as far as making sure that everything's working out business-wise. We've had a lot of effort in opening our new showroom right up the road here. So that's been taking a lot of time.
Yeah, and that's at Jackson Point?
Correct, Jackson Point.
In Zelieanople.
Yes.
So how's it going over there? I know it's a beautiful place.
Good. This is literally week one of being open. Monday, November 1st was day one. And great to have some foot traffic, some phone calls. People in the neighborhood have already found us, which is good. So we just need to continue to expand that base. We felt that this was the last place we needed to be.
Mm-hmm. And how about you, Jennifer, with sales and design?
Sales and design, I get to have a lot of fun meeting the customers, making their visions and their dreams for whether it's a shower, a bathroom, or any mirror designs come true. I also helped out a lot with the new showroom. So we really put a lot of heart and soul in what we do as experts in the industry, and it really showcases beautifully what we can do for all the homeowners.
Mm-hmm. And you mentioned bathroom, showers, mirrors. I know that is popular, and that's probably what most people think when, they think about Rex Glass, but you do everything. So can you dive into all of the services that you offer?
I'll talk about mine, but if you're talking, we'll do back bars.
Oh, yeah.
Wine rooms,
Ooh.
showers, pantry doors, just anything that has to do with glass and fabrication that, if your customer brings it to us, we can pretty much make it happen. But John goes into everything.
We touch base on a lot of different things. Leaded glass, we have an on-staff artist that we can do leaded and stained glass work for you in the house. Glass replacements, broken foggy windows in your house, we would touch that on the commercial side. Storefronts and curtain walls, so the exterior of buildings is a big part of our business, as well as office fronts inside of the business. Really, pretty much you dream it in glass, we can make it happen.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Well, you mentioned earlier, John, where we are right now in the podcast studio, and it's so beautiful because you did all of this work here at Armstrong Stone, here at our Cranberry location. So let's talk about that design process and what it was like. I mean, even sitting here in this room and looking at it, it's so gorgeous. So let's talk all about that.
Yeah, so what was presented to us was a nice opportunity with a nice big open space that we, glass can complement very well. And because of the high ceilings and the high open areas, we were able to do some unique things with, we call that a floating header that supports the door. So in reality, the glass on either side of your door is what's carrying the weight of all of that. But that has a nice hydraulic door closer so that door is going to sweep open and close. Very nice monumental handle to add to the look of the height. That's something we would want to play up whenever we're talking about these taller openings. The sleek brushed stainless finish is certainly on tune with your design as a whole, and fits a lot of different design opportunities. We find these are popular enclosures or popular ways to finish off conference rooms, as well as office fronts. In a lot of offices throughout the city. It's a nice look. It gives you that clean, open view of everything, while also providing enough sound deadening and enough privacy that you can afford having a conversation in here without necessarily being heard outside, which is a big part of what everybody's looking for. The drive right now is natural light, so we're accenting and bringing in your light from your far windows and the outside of the building. That's been, of course, as daylighting has been something that everybody's playing up. That's something that's certainly helped us business-wise, and something we try and work towards. But the floating header, that look is very unique. We don't get to do that very often because oftentimes we don't get an opportunity to work with such high ceilings, and that's kind of a neat appearance that you have this glass door in the center of this wall of glass with minimal support.
Well, you did a phenomenal job because it looks great and we get compliments all the time.
Thank you.
What are some of the projects you've done, whether it was, maybe a personal project, a home, or a commercial project, something that really stood out to you, maybe that was a different type of work that you typically wouldn't do or maybe you get a request for?
We get a lot of requests, and they're all very special.
Yeah.
A lot of it is coming up with fabrications that we have to engineer ourselves. Whether I'm in the home, in meeting and consulting with the homeowner, we really have to consider how it gets structured, how it gets placed into the home. Does it hit their design aesthetic? We also can now do specialty finishes if needed on shower hardware. Branching out into a lot of requests for living finishes, we've done quite a few. Interesting metal application for the showers. The seamless, the glass frameless is always beautiful, but we're also seeing a lot more customers coming in with a framed idea, something unique and very special to their home and their aesthetics.
So, I mean, you guys all have such wonderful backgrounds and you've been in the business for a long time. What do you think makes Rex stand out more so than anybody else in our area?
Definitely the people. And our installation crew. I mean, that's what it's all about. We can all sit here and talk and have these nice conversations, and we're going to do a great job of selling the product and getting you, making you comfortable or getting you the right product for your needs. But in the end, it's our installation crew that really makes it happen. Those guys can come up with great ideas, different, unique things. We really bring them in as part of the conversation and part of the design process to make sure, is this the right way to do this? Is there a better way? to do it, but also the fact that they provide excellent service. You know, that's the one thing that we really pride ourselves on, is we provide excellent service and we do what we say we're going to do. All too often in the construction industry, those are two things that are lacking. And I certainly hear that all the time, and that's something that we will always be focused on. But in the end, it's, you know, the glazers and our installation crew that can bring these dreams to life, and you know, they're the most important part of making us successful.
We receive compliments daily, both verbally and written, on how good our guys are. And for the fellows who run the jobs for our builders and our remodelers, they're always thankful that we have such good guys that they never have to hold their hand or never have to make sure they're doing the right thing. They know what they're there to do, and they do it. They're really wonderful, wonderful people.
They also help with the design process, doing a very extensive antique mirror wall, and being, you know, if I'm designing with them, with the homeowner's ideas, making it to fruition, the intricacy that's required to make this happen, it is a full team work. Otherwise, it cannot be installed. A lot of it is very intricate. People are asking for very unique, I can't keep saying that enough, just very detailed, focused, you know, back bars for their beautiful, you know, wine grotto basements,
that sounds
rooms.
Nice.
I mean, it's very intricate, and our glazers and our installers really bring that vision to life. And without them, we couldn't do it.
And I think it's something that we hear when we talk, or when, you know, talk about people that use us. There's kind of this thing that's always been said: if it's complicated, call Rex. You know, we've always been the ones that know how to figure out and solve the problem. You know, we will execute, and we will figure out a way to bring your vision to life. And that's you know, that's something we pride ourselves on. We're not just doing the cookie cutter standard thing, which we certainly can do, but we offer that next step, that next level. And that's what we really feel differentiates ourselves in the industry locally.
And with Bill, when we're out, if we see a complicated job, and we'll often stop and say, "This, we have to stop for a moment." We'll talk to the homeowner and, like, we are engineering something very special right now in your home, because not every bathroom is the same, not every mantle is the same, not every entry is the same. So
Well, those were all great answers. And I know you guys are superior.
We've worked for your parents.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure you were at my parents' house. Wow, whenever I am getting into my next home, I'll be calling you for sure. No doubt. So what are maybe some of the hot trends that you're seeing right now, or whether it's in bathrooms or, like you mentioned, at a beautiful wine bar or in their basement? What are things that you've been working a lot with lately?
I could start that, and I know Jennifer can jump in. Recently, she's come up with a couple of new products in filling wet rooms, where people have both a shower and a tub in the same room. It's been a growing part of our business.
I think that is cool. At first, I wasn't sure about it, but I think it's a cool look.
It's great.
Yeah.
They're big. They're warm. We glass them in. It's a lot of room. It's just, Jennifer can add to it, and I think you can trust that with the talking about our guys and how much they help us. You know, we're laying pieces out on the table or a sketch on a piece of paper saying, this is going to go like that, and that's going to go like that. And they might say, well, what about if we do this and do that? That's even a better idea.
Oh. That's what I would need, some direction. I would need you guys to do everything.
We're here for you. We can help direct. But
That's good to know.
On the design part, though, we're seeing a lot of specialty items using framing, different types of channeling. A lot of it we engineer ourselves. I'm not going to lie. It's very complicated. Glass is really hard to work with. Really takes meticulous details and measurements, and it's very, it seems elegant and seamless, but it takes a lot of sweat. We're also fortunate enough to have some great vendors that we work with that really we can push, and they can give us what we need. So on all levels, we can hit all the designs with channeling, headers, custom looks with in the wet rooms, and pivot doors that are elegant and seamless. It just anything. Right now, finishes are very important. The matte black, the chromes are very important, and the brushed nickel. But we are also seeing specialty finishes. You know, that can be tricky with COVID. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
But
I'm sure a lot has been tricky.
But we can make some things happen.
Yeah.
We've done a lot of antique mirror jobs, too. People that's really caught on in Pittsburgh in the last 5 to 10 years or so. It's a very unique product. It looks a lot like some of your stone. But it's just not just a regular mirror. Yeah, and if you ever get a chance to see an antique mirror job, you know it. It's a total wow factor.
Wow. What would be the most challenging part about your jobs and what you do every day? Is it working with all of the glass? I mean, I know it is a difficult process, and a lot of people may not realize what really goes into it.
I'd say it's also very similar to fabrication for granite, and because I've been in that part of the world, it's very similar kind of fabrication. Everybody has to have their expertise in what we do. It can't just be one person, because I'm not a glazer, I'm not an installer. I can help design and help to the customer, but I can't do that specialty work. So it takes us all at Rex to make this very special process happen. And even our homeowners, we'll see all levels of it, from the beginning of the consultation to the install and the follow through. It takes all of us to make even the simplest design come true. It's hard. We'll go into a home and we'll have to do a 2-story antique mirror job, and we'll have to figure out how we're going to scaffold this. How are we going to get the material into the home? How much labor will we need? How many people on that job to install it? And also be meticulous in the home. It's somebody's home, and we take great pride that we're going to come into the home and take great care. And we take very, high levels of standards to make that happen.
I know you are so busy, and I'm sure even before the holidays, after the holidays, the time we're in right now, that you're working with a lot of different people. But what would you say would be your busiest time of the year, when people are wanting to change up their homes, or, even
Monday morning.
Every Monday.
We're in it. We're in the busiest time right now. We have to cut this short and get to a job.
I know. We're taking up too much of your time.
Certainly not. But this definitely is. Historically, in the glass business, it goes from when you approach October, and it just goes straight through till the end of January and into February. That's usually the busiest time.
Oh, wow. I can imagine too, even, going into the spring season, people wanting new things and fresh things, and I'm sure it's nonstop, but that's a good thing.
We love it.
It's not a bad thing. Well, we mentioned the beautiful job you did here at our Cranberry showroom. What was it like working with Armstrong Stone?
It's always been easy to work with everybody at Armstrong Stone. It's been a great relationship that began with Bill, and it seems like we've always had great success with doing projects together. We always are looking for partners, such as like Armstrong Stone, that work similar to the way we work, and I think that's a big part of when we find a successful partnership. We especially on both the commercial and residential side, we have built relationships over long periods of time where we are always working together with the same groups of contractors, or the same general contractor, or in this case, working with you in Armina to lay out a bathroom, and then we end up with kind of the finished product with the shower door or the mirrors inside of it. But that's a big part of what we do, is we try and build relationships. We're not here just for the one and done and you'll never hear from us again. We want to try and build long-term relationships and work as your partner in order to make jobs successful. We felt that's what's part of what makes us successful over the years, is that we do create those relationships and work together and kind of understand how everybody works.
I was lucky to meet Emery.
That.
I'm sorry. I was lucky to meet Emery.
I love it.
And Kelly through the Builders Association in Metropolitan Pittsburgh. We have those great meetings and great chance to get to know people. But, when it comes to Emery, if you don't like Emery, I think we should take your temperature.
Me too.
He's a good guy.
He's the best. He really is. And he's like you, from what it sounds like. He loves to make connections, and that's really important no matter what industry you're in. Really
and my wife likes to say that Emery likes everybody to succeed. And he likes to help everybody do better and to succeid. It's a wonderful quality. Plus, he's a handsome devil.
He really, where is he? He should be joining us here right now. Two things I really want to ask you, all three of you actually. We talked about your new showroom too. For those who have not been or maybe want to check it out and come visit it, where exactly is it in Zelieanople? How could people get there, and how could they contact you for any future projects they may want to work on?
So it is in the Jackson Point Retail Center, which is right at the intersection of Route 528 and 19. Easiest way to get there would be heading on 79 North, getting off of the Evans City exit, which puts you at 528, left and straight through the intersection of Route 19. It's also accessible. The nice thing about the plaza that we're in is it's accessible from above and below. There are stoplights at both sides, so it's an easy in, easy out to the location. Rexglass.com would be a good starting point to reach out to us, or stop in and see us at the show, any of the showrooms. We also have showrooms in Kennedy Township, Peters Township, as Bill mentioned, the original location, and Ellsworth Avenue in Shadyside.
You're all over the city.
We tried to be.
I'm pretty positive my parents went into the Kennedy Township location. They're not too far away in Robinson.
And that's our main production facility, and offices. All of our corporate offices are there. So that's where a lot of the work is coming out of. And we also will have the ability to do some work up here at the Jackson Point showroom. We have a small shop, so that will have staff starting in 2022, so that all your needs, we can address them right then and there. Right now we're bringing stuff up from Kennedy, so but we can still take care of you out of that new location, for small glass needs to anything in your house.
I love it. Well, you got a tour before we sat down in here of our showroom. What did you think about it? I mean, what's something that may have caught your eye, or a trend that you're liking these days when it comes to countertops?
Seeing a lot more natural stone.
Mm-hmm.
The quartzites are beautiful.
Yeah, that's
Very
my
special.
favorite too. I
Yeah.
love all the quartzites. It's hard to pick. There's too many.
And the colors are fabulous. It's nice to see color again.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
The selection is amazing. I mean, if you can't find something here, it's like not liking Emily. Like, come on.
There's
doable.
something for everybody in
Right.
here. There really is. John K., you're up.
Certainly the selection, just as Bill said. I mean, it's impressive the amount of options that are here. I mean, and just speaking to, I've never seen that in any other showroom, save for the other Armina Stone showrooms in the Pittsburgh area. I mean, having that availability and that much selection is part of what makes you guys stand above and beyond.
Mm-hmm. If a customer is wanting to come to one of your showrooms, because I like in-person visits, it's great to do things online and over the phone, but I like face-to-face interaction. Is there anything they need to know beforehand, or that they need to bring, that would help the process of selecting what they're looking for?
I guess it really depends upon what the project is. If it's a bathroom project, a couple photos of what the existing conditions are. Couple rough measurements, approximately how big is the opening that we're looking to fill, or how big is the vanity that we need to put a mirror above. Really, it's just giving us a little idea, a little starting point, so that we can then steer them to the right product that fits it. So not a whole lot, or a lot of times we find customers that will come in kind of to just get some ideas, or just kind of walk around to see what makes sense, because they're so far ahead of in the design process, or at the very beginning of it. And that's what we like, is some of our products have specific conditions that have to be met in order for them to be used. And knowing about it up front is an advantage to everybody. So, even if you don't have the layout totally designed, or even if you're not quite sure what you're going to do, we want you to come in and see it, and see the different options at the very beginning. That's always going to be the best time to come in and see us.
I love it. Have you ever done something as crazy as like a floor-to-ceiling home of all glass?
We did a glass floor that looks like a stream.
Oh, wow.
That was lit from below, had blue glass, and we sandblasted a design to mimic the water, that was then embedded in a stone.
Oh my gosh.
To make it truly look like a stream running through the middle of a house.
I like that.
We glazed
That's a
a
cool
number of
idea.
windows on one of the houses on Grandview Avenue, built probably about 20 or 30 years ago. We did every glass in that. I still walk by it today and can see it.
That's what I was thinking.
It's
You see homes up there, and that's a lot of what you see up there.
Lots of
That's
glass.
cool. Lots of glass, which could be scary, but very cool looking. I love it. It's been a pleasure having you guys with us here today. Thank you for joining us here on the podcast. Before we go, though, we're not done yet. Does anybody like to sing?
70 songs or 70 soul songs?
Yeah.
Or what are we talking about?
Well, we could sing anything, any one of your favorite songs. No, this isn't going to be crazy singing. We always end the show with doing our jingle. Ooh, Armina Stone. So it's quick and easy, and we're going to sound good because we're all together. All right?
Okay.
Mikey and Big
Seemed too
Bob can do it. We
convincing.
can do it.
Wow. I'll count us down, everybody. But again, the folks at Rex Glass, thank you guys for coming on, and check them out. Their new showroom is officially open as of this week, too. I didn't know that.
Yes.
Pretty cool. Okay, I'm going to count us down, everybody, with a 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Ooh, Armina Stone. Ah, it was great. You guys sounded awesome.
Thanks
Thank
for
you
having
guys.
us.
Thank you.